Hey guys, it's Kat, and today I'm going to be talking about the vacation I went on to the Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, during a pandemic. I left the country during a pandemic, unintentionally. Technically, it didn't get determined as a pandemic until I think we were on vacation. Let's just get into that. I'm just gonna kind of walk you through the vacation. So day one, we left at like 8 in the morning from the house to get to the airport. I'm sorry if there's background noise. My baby's sleeping upstairs and text messages go through the computer and iPads. You might hear it like double. We're just gonna try to get this filmed while she's sleeping before she wakes up and try to get schoolwork done. It was fine when we got there. It was a little overwhelming and like they did their little spiel my mom had to go to this thing where they tried to get her to get like a timeshare or something. We were just like, no. But when we first got there, I mean, it was like 30 minutes, this little spiel that they gave of like the great benefits and whatnot of it all, and I just wanted to be like I just started tuning the guy out. Like, he was trying to explain it to us, and I was just like, I just had no want of that. Like, we're on an all-inclusive vacation. We don't want to deal with that. Leave us alone and let us enjoy our vacation. Stop taking time away from our vacation. Plus, it was already like dinner time when we got there. We just wanted to unpack. Day two, I think it was the only time I actually like really wore makeup, and we got some of the cute pictures. It was lots of fun. I think that is when I filmed a TikTok, which is what helped with my anxiety for filming on vacation, is filming the like TikToks in front of people, and it also kind of made me feel like I was on vacation more. Which sounds weird, but like I just was having a really hard time like relaxing because I have a lot of anxiety, and I did not bring my anxiety meds. Like, even on the plane I was having a lot of anxiety, and backtracking to the flight, I get ear pain. I know that like you swallow and you chew gum or eat food or drink water, you know, whatever, to try to get it to stop. It doesn't do enough. My ear is getting like really bad pain. I don't know why. It just is like, it's really bad. I think I even took a Tylenol prior to, and it just was like kind of miserable. I have a hard time with planes in general. I just don't really enjoy the plane rides. But like going up and back down is fun, but otherwise it's not. So day two, we also went to the beach, and so on the beach they warned us that like it's public. Anybody, like the resort doesn't have control over it, so anybody can come up to you. They can try to get you to buy stuff. They can try to get you to do stuff. And we saw this guy with a monkey, and we were like, oh, we've got to see that monkey. At first we were like, we're not gonna like buy anything, we're not gonna get pictures, whatever. Well, then we were like, okay, so how much is one picture? They're like, well, you can get 7 pictures for $5. And like, keep in mind they have an accent, so like a lot of it's kind of hard to understand because there's like a little bit of a communication barrier. But then like all the other people with different animals came up to us because they saw that we were like paying to get a picture with the monkey or pictures with the monkey. It was really like irritating, and they kept just like putting the animals on my mom, and I pulled her away at one point, and they were just like rude. I understand that they gotta make their money, but like you don't want to be too pushy. I was kind of getting really attitudey. I was like, stop, like don't put that on her, because my mom's like severely allergic to different animals. She ended up having an iguana on her. She ended up having a bird that was trying to bite her. And I think iguanas, like, they have a sharp tail or something that can like really hurt people. I don't really know the full detail. When they tried to put it, she just was like kind of like so she wasn't being very like strict. She was trying to be nice, and my rudeness kicked in, and I was like, no, absolutely not. They tried to put the animals on me, and I was like, absolutely not. All I cared about was the monkey. It reminded me of like what one of my best friend, Mika, what she tells me about like what she learned in college with like consent and like with like sexual things, or just in general anything, and like you got to be very like clear, being like, absolutely not, no, 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 I do not consent. And I think I even said that in the vlog, that I do not consent to them putting those animals on me besides the monkey. And so my mom ended up with all the animals on her. We only took pictures with the monkey, and it ended up being like way more expensive than it should have been. I think she ended up spending a whole $20 on those pictures with that monkey, but I mean, she got to hold all the animals, so that was cool. I just did not allow them. I don't like birds. Like, I like birds, what they symbolize. I don't like birds that can like bite me. I've had issues with that before, so no thank you. I don't want to potentially catch any diseases from animals because you don't know what they've been around. That's really besides the point. It was really cool getting to hold the monkey, and like taking pictures was cool, obviously, because like we can remember it that way, but I was just like a little bit shocked about that. Also, when we first arrived to the Dominican Republic, it was kind of a bit of a culture shock. Like when you're driving through the areas, I don't really know how to explain it, but just like the different houses and what people are wearing, and like a lot of them didn't have shoes on, and I don't really know what was going on there. A lot of people riding bikes places. There also wasn't a lot of like stores and stuff. There's a lot of like open land, which was like kind of like not what I'm used to. I'm used to fields, but it wasn't fields. It was just like open land. It pretty much rained daily while we were there, but it didn't really interfere with much. Sometimes it would sprinkle on us. But I will say, I was reading a book in the pool and fell asleep, just like, you know, on the pool. They had like lawn chairs where there's like this place where you could like have a lawn chair and like you weren't really in the water, but it would like touch your butt. Or like if you're laying on your stomach, like your stomach, it would just barely touch you. But you could like kind of lean over and dip your hand in the water. Well, I'm sleeping and all of a sudden I feel rain on me and I like jump up. I've never jumped up so quick. I about had a heart attack. I wouldn't have like cared so much if I didn't have the book in my hand, but I wanted to get the book out of the rain. But we got poured on a few times, so nothing like too crazy. Like it'd be pouring, but we'd be under something, so it wasn't so bad. Also, where we were, there was like this little kitty. There was actually 2 kitties. They let us pet them, and it was just like really cute. It was nice having a little kitty friend. It kind of made me feel like I was at home a little bit more, just because my mom's house has a lot of cats outside. Not intentionally. She lives out in the country, and like they just show up, you know? I was also then worried, day 3 I think it was, is when it really like started worrying me about getting stuck there. Day 2 I started to get worried about it and people kept like messaging me. I'm sorry if this is going in and out of focus. I don't know how to do the manual. I need to learn more camera stuff. I was worried about getting stuck there because, you know, we found out that the president was going to be closing off like the borders to people coming from Europe. And that if you were coming from any of the infected areas, that you had to like quarantine. And I don't know if they'd let you go home or if they literally held you somewhere in quarantine. I have no idea how that works. I was worried because I missed my baby. It wouldn't have been so bad if I had her. And I didn't bring my laptop for school. So if I would have had my laptop and my baby, I'd have been just fine. Like, everyone's like, oh, well, you could be stuck in a way worse place, but the thing is you have to pay to stay there. So like you don't want to be stuck at the resort. And I don't know how it works if you're stuck like in the area. I don't really know how that would work. I don't know if they'd let you back in the country and like give you a place to stay, or if they'd let you go home but you just can't like go around anybody. I have no idea. And that's what I was worried about because I do need to get college. Luckily my college ended up extending the break and we did get home on time. We looked for flights to get home sooner. I was like ready to leave my mom. I was like, I will go home. I don't care what it costs. I want to get home. But there was no sooner flights than the one that we already had booked, which is probably why we had it booked, because usually we don't go away for 5 days, and especially not a week. We went away for just 5 days, but yeah, we don't do that because we just get bored of where we're at and we get frustrated, especially like for a resort like that, because you can't really leave the resort without it either costing a bunch of money or being like sketchy. If we had more people with us, it would have been different, but just us, that's a little too risky for us because you don't know the area, or you're not with somebody that does know the area. If one of us knew the area, that'd be different, but nope, we didn't want to risk that. I tried to drink away my sorrows since I was legally allowed to there. I did start to get sick, and I got really nervous that I was getting the virus. I had a sore throat. I just really didn't feel good. I also had been drinking, and I know I get tonsillitis. I am prone to get like tonsillitis, I guess. I have a lot of issues with that. I am supposed to get my tonsils taken out. I don't have time to get my tonsils taken out with school and everything until I'm done with school. It's also like it gets worse as you get older. You're like to get that done when you're a kid, but I didn't have the problems till I got older. I think it started Friday. Saturday is when it really hit me. Like Friday I was like, oh, I kind of have a sore throat. It's probably like nothing. Saturday woke up, pain, not good, gross looking throat, like the white pus. And Sunday it was like, oh, bad. I'm like pretty sure I even had a fever. It was pretty bad. Thank goodness they didn't take our temperatures right when we got to the country. They asked if like we had been treated for anything like while we were there, and we were like, no. They didn't really ask us like anything if we were feeling sick, luckily. But it was really bad because once we got to Ohio, it was cold, and then I'm pretty sure I had a fever, like I said, so I was freezing, and my jaw was chattering. It was really scary. We thought that was gonna end up being a problem because we're like, it was a dead giveaway that I probably had a fever, or at least like no one else was so cold. Because I asked my mom, I was like, why is it so cold? And she's like, it's not. And I was like, oh, no. You know, she was like, no, you don't have a fever. You don't feel like you have a fever. I got home and I did end up having a fever. I knew I did. I can tell when I have a fever. But that was scary because I was really nervous that we get stuck because of me being sick then. And like, I just wanted to be home because I didn't feel good. Being away from home when you're sick is just not a great time. I just had so much anxiety with it. I even was trying to do schoolwork while I was there. I wish I would have brought my laptop because I could have gotten like more stuff done. I was like, oh, I want to relax, but I didn't realize how much free time I'd have. Like I just can't sit around. So I could have been doing my homework like by the, you know, in the nice weather. So I could have still been enjoying it and doing homework at the same time. But that was something I regretted not doing. I woke up, I think it was like 1 in the morning. It might have been one of the mornings. I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday. It might have been Saturday, actually. Either way, to see the sunrise, which was like 5 in the morning. You have to get up. And it was really awesome to see, but I was taking videos and pictures of it all. Pictures. And it turns out the pictures weren't actually taking, so I had to get up again Sunday morning to get to see the sunrise, which sounds like a petty complaint, but I was like really upset because I was trying really hard to like be able to get some good shots, and like I was so excited because I felt like I was like progressing with my camera abilities, and it turns out it wasn't even taking the pictures. That was really upsetting for me. Not bringing my anxiety medications was probably a really bad decision because it was just, I was just really anxious all the time, and like I was having a hard time sleeping because of it, but also I slept like all day some of the days because I was sick, so you know, it was great. And drinking, when you start drinking at like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., you know, by the time it hits like 5 p.m., you are gonna be feeling it, especially if you're a lightweight. I didn't admit that though. I also had a Karen moment, if you guys don't know what that is. Like, it's just like a meme thing, I think, that like people call the like, let me speak to your manager type of thing. So I was really sick, like I said, Saturday, and I couldn't hardly eat anything all day. My throat hurt, nothing sounded good, I just did not feel good. Wanted cereal for dinner, which their cereal was in like a little box. I didn't want anything crazy. They have like, it's an all-inclusive resort and there's different restaurants, but there's this one that's like a cafe, like buffet type of area. And for breakfast they have like a ton of different cereal options, but they also have like the boxes. They have the big things of cereal and the boxes. I asked if I could have cereal because like, I didn't say I didn't feel good, but I just asked if I could have cereal. Point is, they have it in the back, right? They don't just like bring that stuff in on the daily of just cereal. At first, the communication barrier, like it was an issue because the guy didn't understand what I was saying. He initially said like, he said he'll talk to his manager, and he wasn't understanding what I was saying at all. He acted like he did, like he said cereal, and like repeated it back to me, but he just, you could tell like he had no idea what he said. So he initially came back to me saying that he couldn't do it, that I could have it tomorrow with breakfast. And I was like, we pay for an all-inclusive resort. I want to be able to get the food that I can actually eat because I don't feel good. And it sounds really petty, but I didn't feel good. I needed to get something in my system or I was gonna get sick even worse. And that was the only thing that like I was gonna be able to eat without like getting sick, because a lot of their foods are like very special foods. Like there's Mexican, which I can't really eat anyways because it hurts my stomach. There's different fish that I didn't want to risk eating because my mom's allergic to fish and I don't usually eat fish, so I don't know if I am. So I just didn't want to risk that. And then I was really sick of eating pasta because I had been eating it every day. They were there for like every meal, and I really just wanted some cereal. So he ends up having his manager come over. His manager ends up like saying that he'll get me the cereal, and he did, and that was really awesome. They had a really hard time. Like my mom had to help explain what it was, which also is our fault. We probably should have learned more Spanish before we went, or at least touch up on it while we were there. I think my biggest thing was I didn't want to say something wrong, because I know a little bit of Spanish, and like also I could look it up, and I kind of knew the general idea, but I didn't want to try saying it because I don't know, I should have figured out something to communicate more. I just didn't want to like make a fool of myself either, but it would have been more helpful if I would have, because they probably would have understood me better. I was so upset. There's this guy at the front desk that I said was initially talking to us, but he like had taken pictures for us of me and my mom, and then he was pretty helpful. Like when I was concerned about not getting home, he like essentially said to trust in God, which was like awesome to like for him just to, he didn't know I was a believer. So for him to like say that, remind me of God, we'll get into, but I had a like whole spiritual moment, not just with that, but we'll get into it later. But I was like, I'm gonna go tell the guy, like, that was like, you know, just the whole, let me speak to your manager moment. I was like, I'm gonna tell him all about it, and I bet he'll give me some cereal. I said, I'm so sick, I just want cereal to eat, I'm hungry, I'm so hungry. I haven't hardly ate all day, and I just want cereal, I don't feel good. I just want to be home. And so I was like ready to talk to the manager, but luckily they got it figured out and got me some cereal. Because literally it's just in the back. All you gotta do is go grab it. Like I understand if I wanted some special breakfast meal that they had only at breakfast time, but like it's in a box. Like just go get me my cereal. I'll go get it. Tell me where it's at. Like I don't care. Just I want cereal. I want something I can actually eat. That ended up working out. But to get into the spiritual thing, there was just a point on the, like it might have been the second to last day. It might have been that day. It might have been, I think it might have been that day because I wore the same dress. The same day that I talked to the guy, it was the same day where he brought up like God. I just, you know, that my mom was getting a bracelet and they tried to talk to me and I said, no thanks, I don't want any. Nope, I don't do jewelry, my toddler will break it. And I walk over to the water and I just like close my eyes and I just prayed. I was really concerned. I needed to put my trust back in God, and I needed to just really lean on God. And it didn't ease all of my anxiety, but just knowing that like I have that ability to just trust in God. And it was just like this moment where I was able to like take a breath and like be okay and realize it's gonna be okay. It all is very like first world problems that I was having, but I have a lot of anxiety, and there's like important things that like it really messed me up if I got behind on school. I already struggle a lot with school, if anyone didn't know that. It's really hard to go to school as a parent and working, and single parent, solo parenting, I shouldn't say single. And then when we got back, my grandpa's birthday is on St. Patrick's Day, which was Tuesday. We got back on Sunday. So when we had to stop at their house they got us groceries because like this pandemic thing had started. He had like music going in the car, the lights were flashing. He was probably drunk. It doesn't matter. It was so funny. He had like his green party hat on and necklace, and like the car's lights were flashing. And then I got to see my boyfriend before he went back. I feel like this time is just really bringing us all together, and I don't want to talk about it too much because I feel like everybody's talking about it, and YouTube is a place to escape from that kind of. I've learned a lot from this, which I will talk about in a different video this time period. I just wanted to go over my vacation and explain what happened and how it all went. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, comment it below. Bye!
Okay, let's not forget my bestie. She's a bad bitch. Attitude on space savage.